Hey everyone, it's Garrick, the founder of Eco-Stylist. I have a special topic prepared for you today. This is 5 things I hate about Zara in 5 minutes. In other words, we're going to talk about 5 reasons that Zara is not a sustainable brand. So let's get into it. Number 1 is overconsumption. If you don't know, Zara is a fast fashion brand, and as part of fast fashion, they promote really low prices and really high consumption. So they want you to purchase often and as much as possible. As proof of this, Zara alone as a brand produces 450 million articles of clothing a year. And this doesn't even take into account their parent company. If you look at their parent company, Inditex, which owns Zara as well as other fast fashion brands, it's about double that number. Now, overconsumption sucks because it's never going to be sustainable for our planet. We live in a world where billions of articles of clothing are produced every year, and half of those are going to end up in a landfill. According to author Elizabeth Klein, the average person wears a piece of clothing just 7 times before they discard it. Number 2, the second thing I hate about Zara is greed. According to our friends at nonprofit Remake, Zara made $1 billion during the pandemic. And if you look at their founder, he's worth $72 billion. Now, when you look at the wealth of Zara as a company and their founder, you might assume that they're creating great jobs and paying people fairly across the globe, but nothing could be further from the truth. The average retail employee in the US at Zara makes a salary of $24,000 a year, and the average clothing maker making Zara's clothes in India makes only $121 per month. To put that in perspective, a livable wage in India would be almost double that, at $240 per month. So in short, while Zara is a really successful business, they're a very greedy one. And if they really cared about people and the planet, they would start by paying their workers livable wages. Alright, reason number 3. The third reason Zara is not a sustainable brand is they failed our sustainable brand criteria with only 34 points out of 100. If you want to check that article out, I'll have a link for you in the description of this video. And while you're doing that, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Now, if you're wondering what criteria we use to evaluate brands, it's actually not our own criteria. We partner with nonprofit Remake and use their sustainable brand criteria. And what this means for you guys is that we're actually using the most trusted and thorough criteria out there to determine whether or not a brand is sustainable and ethical. If you want to learn more about that criteria, I'll have a link in the description for that as well. Reason number 4 that Zara sucks is they basically invented fast fashion. Zara was one of the pioneers for the fast fashion model that has made the whole fashion industry less ethical and less sustainable. If you want to know more about that, check out The Ugly Truth of Fast Fashion, the episode of the Patriot Act with Hassan Minaj. It's really informative, really great. I'll have a link to that video here for you if you guys want to check that out. To give you a quick summary of why the invention of fast fashion is bad, prior to fast fashion, there was only about 2 fashion seasons a year. What this means is that brands rarely dropped collections, right? Fast fashion changed all of that. They changed the business model so that fashion brands could drop new collections virtually every single week if they want to. Now, as you might imagine, this is incredibly unsustainable. It promotes trends and makes people feel like what they own is never stylish or current enough. So you keep buying, and it promotes a really unsustainable rate of consumption. Currently, the fashion industry is responsible for 10% of global emissions. So as we talk about climate change and a more sustainable future, obviously the emissions from the fashion industry has to come down. And a huge part of that is going to be slowing down and stopping fast fashion. And this brings us to reason number 5. The 5th thing I hate about Zara is greenwashing. Not unlike their peers H&M and Forever 21, Zara does a lot of greenwashing. What this means is they make themselves look more sustainable than they actually are to make you feel good about purchasing from them without actually putting substance behind their claims of being more sustainable. Now, if you're not convinced, a recent report just came out and found that when looking at fast fashion brands like Zara and H&M, 60% of their sustainability claims were misleading or greenwashing. I'll have a link to that report in the description if you want to check it out. Alright guys, that summarizes 5 things I hate about Zara. If you have any questions, drop those in the comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Your support really means a lot. And if you found this video informative, please share it with a friend. And until next time, dress like you give a damn.